Hey, it sounds like you're at a pub or something like that. You guys out drinking already?
Yeah, yeah, something like that. We only ever go. Ryan, the drummer, he's always we only ever go to a restaurant or if we're going to get some food. Then it's got to have beer, you know.
Yeah.
They just don't have beer. You're like, what the hell's going on here? No beer. So just getting some eggs and shit. The big day ahead.
Absolutely. Hey, we understand that here in Canada. If there's no beer with our meals, we feel the same way. I mean, why even show up then? It's not a meal without beer.
Exactly right.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, man, I was just reading online some of your biographies and stuff like that. Actually, when we first got the press kit, I was really looking into you guys because I dig your sound. I love that raw rock sound that you guys have put out there lately. Now, the story of how you and your brother Ryan got into the rock game is actually pretty kick-ass. I read that you stole a set of records, a whole set of rock records from your uncle. Is that true?
Yeah, basically, we'd go around his house to steal his records and... around it, it was basically, he was living in Sydney and we're down in Warrnambool, which is the Melbourne side in Victoria.
Right.
He wasn't there anymore, but he left all his records there, but he's like, don't let anyone touch them. But we'd go around there and steal them, and it was awesome, you know, because every time you'd steal one, you'd want to go back for more, because you'd hear a great record, and it'd be like having this, it was like, because he was a really good collector of records.
Right, yeah.
He had absolutely everything, and we'd just go back and have free-for-all.
Right.
And then he found out one day and got real pissed off about it. And he can do it again, I'll take a knife to you. We're like, yeah, all right. And then so we went back and stole them all.
Oh, right on, man. Right. Yeah, tell me, what was one of the favorite albums that you had in that collection that you stole from your uncle there?
Well, yeah, that's hard. Well, one of the favourites, because a lot of them were favourites, but one of the favourites was Tres Hombres, ZZ Top.
Ah, yes, a classic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that one really was every time I listen to it, even now, I hear something new or something still you go, oh, I didn't even pick up on that little bit last time.
Right.
And, yeah, it was just one of those ones that really stood out, especially LaGrange. It's just so, it's hard, it just really does something to you when makes you just really want to play guitar.
Yeah, sorry, I'm losing you there, man. I think we got some wind hitting your phone a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a hurricane just localised in this area.
Whereabouts are you guys right now?
We're in Winnipeg.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, you got a sold-out show in Winnipeg. Actually, I was just checking out your tour dates across Canada here. You guys are sold out throughout. You got to be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, mate, it's great. You know, when you've got that when that happens, you know, that kind of love straight away gets all the boys fired up, and you're always fired up. Bloody hell! We're always fired up anyway. But I mean, it's great when that happens because you get, you know, it's just really like the show is always. It's always kick-ass.
Now, you guys have created some massive hype, as we've talked about already, all across North America with quite a few spots across Europe really picking up on your raw brand of rock as well. But for some reason, I was reading today that a lot of the major radio networks down in Australia have been a bit tough on you guys. They're not really spinning your tracks as much. Why do you think that is, and how can they deny your guys' numbers over here worldwide?
I don't know, mate. Maybe... The radio in Australia isn't, how do you put it? It's not. You're not sitting in the car and rock and roll is going to come on. If you know what I mean, like you can't find it on any station. Ever since we were kids, it's always been that way.
Oh, really?
Never find any rock and roll. I never used to listen to the radio. I just sort of basically. But I remember trying once and listening to some of the stations, and everything I put on was just like, let's listen to that. And that was when I was 8 years old.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like when Guns N' Roses had an album out and it wasn't even on the radio. When Metallica had the Black Album out and it wasn't even on the radio. It's like, and it's always kind of been like that. It just doesn't really. There's not a rock station. You know how especially like in Canada, there's a lot of rock stations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a dedicated, balls to the wall rock and roll station. It's just for some reason it doesn't exist, but it exists live in pubs.
Right. Okay, so. That's kind of how AC/DC got their start as well, hitting a lot of the pubs in Australia, and then they had to go worldwide to get big. A lot of people have seen the connections between you guys and AC/DC, and do you see the connections between yourselves and AC/DC as well, or do you kind of push that off and go, no, we're just about the raw rock?
Oh no, mate, definitely there's a connection. You know, like it's AC/DC, and we grew up listening to them flat out. You know, like it's Aussie pub rock and roll, and they were one of those bands in that record collection along with Rose Tattoo, the Angels, and Billy Thorpe.
Yes, yeah.
And it's kind of the Aussie pub rock and roll way, just to go out and play every venue there is, and every show is like your last, and it's just all about getting out to everywhere, if you know what I mean. And it's just kind of like never stop touring.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
AC/DC are one of those bands that really proved that touring and hard work pays off in the end.
Yes. Now, hey, Canadians and Aussies, we've always known that we get along really well. I think it's a lot because of our love of the hard rocking, like you said, the heavy drinking and the partying till we drop as well. You guys just signed on to the Mayhem Festival, which from what I've heard is kind of like the next level of partying. You got bands like Disturbed, Dragon Force, Machine Head, and Slipknot. Now, I've heard some crazy rumors about the after parties that involve Slipknot. Are you guys ready for that? Have you been practicing to get yourselves ready for this?
Oh, you know, just we probably don't need too much practicing, but I mean, if there's some motorbikes to ride through hotels and stuff, then that'll be a bit of fun.
Right, yeah.
Look, as long as there's a lot of free beer and stuff like that, then we'll be fine. We'll be able to make good use of that.
Who are you most excited to play with on that Mayhem tour?
Probably Dragon Force.
Yes.
Been wanting to see those guys for a while, and I reckon they're really good, so that'll be great.
Absolutely. All right, now, you guys are in the middle of a tour right now that's bringing you across Canada. Vancouver's coming up on April 19th. Now, we have a couple of big groups from Prince George heading down to Vancouver from PG to see that. What should the fans be prepared for once you get to town here?
Yeah, well, it's a rock and roll show, you know. It's basically it's fist pumping, it's sweat soaked, it's a good time, and if you get laid afterwards, then, you know, you've had a good night.
Absolutely, man. That is straight up rock. You don't see a lot of shows that happen like that anymore. Good to hear you guys are bringing it back again.
No worries, mate. It's good to be in your country, and it's good to be drinking the beer and meeting the folk, and we're having a good time.
Right on. One more question to finish things off here. Hey, you guys working on any new material? Or are you just concentrating on these summer festivals before you hit studios again?
Well, we're basically concentrating, on touring stuff. But I mean, like, we're working on the road and stuff like that. Like, you got to keep it up there, you know, because when the label goes, all right, another album, you got to be ready.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing that. So, always riding on the road.
Right on, man, right on. Hey, it was great talking to you. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us tonight, and good luck in rockin' Winnipeg. We appreciate you taking time today, man.
Thanks for that, mate.